Hi, I'm Susan with Creations by Susan K, and I'm here today to show you some Valentine ideas. We're going to be making a basket for Valentine's. I'm going to show you some hints and tips on how to take and work with things that you have in your home and also things to add to it. We're going to mix and match with Valentine and with everyday pieces. I'm going to start off with the basket that's got a little bit of bling, and we're going to show you how to put all the pieces in there, but I'm going to show you the materials that I'm using so you have an idea if some of the things you have at home or if you need to go purchase them. And it can be any size basket. I'm going to use this little raccoon, little Valentine scarf on it to give it a little character. We're going to be using some ivy. It's a little ivy bush that I've cut off the pieces so you can kind of get an idea. I'll cut some off to show you. And then we're also going to use, to accent the basket, with a little wreath that's made from the Valentine berries. We've got ribbon that I'm going to make loopies with instead of a bowl this time. And with this one here, it's got, I think, I love you on it. And some of them have Happy Valentine, so you can do your choice on that. Some of the supplies I'm going to accent with the foam that I'm going to use inside, but I'm going to show you how to make where your basket, once you put it in there, it'll stay for you. I'm going to use a piece of duct tape. The duct tape you can pick up at the Dollar Tree. I'm not affiliated with the Dollar Tree, but if anyone would like to sign me up, I will be glad to join with them. I have several different things that I use the duct tape for. With this one here, we're going to add a little bit of hot glue. This hot glue gun was from Michaels, and I'm not affiliated with Michaels, but they have a very good glue gun. It's got a small tip, and you can take and use this one here in tiny spots. With this here, once you put it down, be careful if you have an open weaved basket, because that's going to come through the bottom and you don't want it on the tabletop, and you also want to be able to show where it doesn't come through on the bottom. Okay, with this here, once it dries a little bit, I'm going to take, this is Sahara foam. It's a cushiony foam to use for silks or dried. It's a little bit easier. Once you put something in it, I'm going to kind of show you with one of my picks. It's real easy. You don't have to worry about sticking a pick in it or using the styrofoam is a heavy one. This is styrofoam here. Styrofoam goes in a little bit harder, and sometimes it breaks your pieces off. So you don't want to use that always. I prefer Sahara over all of that, and Sahara is also at all your floral supply stores. Okay, I'm going to glue this one in for you, and what I want to do is I want to show you when I glue it in, I'm going to be putting the little character over here, so I want the foam to be a little bit more over here so he's secure. So we're going to put a little bit of the hot glue on here. That's why I use the longer hot glue sticks, because you're not having to keep feeding the glue sticks as often. And sometimes you just need a little bit. That stick will go a long way for you. I'm going to kind of swirl it around so it doesn't go right through the basket. But that kind of gives you an idea. We're going to let that one set. And it depends on what you're putting in there. You can use shredded grass. You can use moss. You can use tissue paper. You can use different things if it's going to show through. But this one's not going to show because we're going to use the greenery instead. First of all, I'm going to take and I'm going to use my little character and put him where I want him. And we're going to go, I put a pick inside, and then I'm going to take and add a little touch of glue so he'll dry. He was from, I think, Old Time Pottery. And all the little pieces like this in the dried animals are so popular right now. The little hedgehogs, the little raccoons, the little ducks. So if you see those and they're on clearance, pick them up, because you can change whatever there's on them and change it for the holiday for you. Okay. So we're going to give you an idea. Try to let this glue dry a little bit more. And while that's drying, I'm going to show you, I'm going to cut off, this is a small ivy bush, and I'm going to cut the pieces off. My wire cutters are the ones with the springs in it. You can pick these up at your floral supply, and this one here takes all the pressure off your wrist. It really makes a big difference. When you do that, then you can snip it. I know it sounds like it's really easy, and it is with those. You don't want the ones that's constantly trying to put it on there and going back and forth. And you don't want to use scissors either. Scissors does not do anything but ruin your scissors when you cut wire. Scissors are for cutting ribbon and items that are very delicate. I'm going to use the wooden metal picks. The ones, these are about 6 inches long. It's got a little wire on it. I'm going to take it, I'm going to wrap it around the stem, and that's going to give me some height that I'm going to be using up here. Then I'm going to use my floral tape. Now you can take and just pull you a piece off, and it stretches. So when you stretch this, it gets sticky, and that's what holds your tape onto your wires. So when you go to wrap this all the way around, you want to stretch it down, and when you stretch it down like this, then go back up, and you can still use this piece. You can just keep adding on and on. So that secures that on the tape for you with the tape and the pick, and that's going to be something I'll use as height. So I'm going to add a few more here. And when you use these wooden picks come in 3 or 4 different sizes. And of course, if it's not the right size, you know, you can always just cut it right off. And this is a good idea when you go and you're making something and you got all sharp pieces. This will give you your height. And of course, if you don't need the height, and you can go ahead and use the small pieces down here. You don't necessarily have to have a pick. I'm using the picks now for height. That's what I'm using them for. Okay, now, since this is glued pretty well, we're going to take, and I'm going to use this cute little wreath. I'm going to lay my basket down, and I'm going to add this to it, and I'm going to glue it on there. We're going to give it a little bit more pizzazz, more for Valentine's. Now, if you want to use this and use it for another holiday or whatever, you can wire it on there. And this little Valentine wreath, I think this one was from Michael's. They came in a set of 3, and I cut them apart so I could use 3 different ones. It was a hanger that they had there. I'm going to take this out just a minute to get this to stay. And while we're doing that, I'm going to show you, we're going to be making some little picks, and these are called loopies. Basically, it looks like a check mark, a loop, and then up. And I'm going to make them here in front and show you. Taking your ribbon, we're going to go around and then back up the back. So you're going to make a loop and then go up the back. And make sure that you check out my bow video, because I'm showing these on it, and you can see the loopies and how to make a bow. Now I've made this, I scrunched it together, and I'm going to use a stapler, and I'm going to staple the bottom, and that's what will hold it in there, and then we'll hot glue them. Or on this case, we'll put the little wooden pick on the back. Again, this is going to give us some height and give us a little bit of secure feeling on it. And then I'm going to tape this one too. When we do this here, again, remember the tape is just holding the material on there. You can also, if you don't have the tape while you're doing a project, if you want to take, you can hot glue this all on there together. I've did that many times when I just ran out of tape or didn't have it right where my project was. Okay, so those are the loopies. I think, let's see if this is dry. Yep, that's dry. We'll come back to the loopies then. Now, we're going to go back, start with this. I'm going to put a little bit more of my glue on here. And once we got that on there, good and secure, we're going to start putting the little, we want the heart, if you can see, over to the right side, and then on the left side, I'm going to put the little raccoon. So we're going to stick him there, and we can always adjust all that. So you got your accent piece on the outside and this one on the inside. We're going to start with our greenery, the ones that I have picked for our height. I'm going to turn it around just a minute to show you on my height. We're going to do 1, 2, 3. This one doesn't need height, so I'm just going to stick it in the greens. And we want this to be a quick, easy project for you. We're going to do a few more back here. Okay. One more in here. Now I've got 2 pieces left that I wanted to bring out to the side, and we're going to add another little pick. Okay, a little bit of tape. This tape here, again, remember, you stretch it and it makes it stick on there. It makes it sticky, but not enough that it makes it where it's going to come off on your fingers or anything. And I'm going to do one more piece in the back. Now, this is just with greenery. So we're going to fill in, but I want to show you this is just a regular ivy bush. You can, you know, you'll use it in your house somewhere as an accent and you're tired of using it. Take it under hot soapy water, rinse it off. And when you rinse it off, it's brand new again. So you can take and use it in another project. We're going to take accent with just a little bit of white. I'm going to use some metal picks. This is just a touch of white filler that I had from another project, and I had a little bit left. We're going to add a touch of this, and this filler was, I think, from Hobby Lobby. It was a bush of white flowers, and I just trimmed off a little bit, because a lot of times you don't need that whole bush, but you just want to accent. Then we're going to add a little bit of pink. I've got some really pretty pink geraniums. Okay, spring is right around the corner, and you're going to see a lot of tulips and a lot of summer flowers coming out for Valentine's Day. They're going to sell in the fresh flowers too. Well, we're going to add a little bit of spring geraniums. Everything I make here is for sale. I have all kinds of items, so you'll know I never make anything the same twice. It always looks a little different. When I make something, it's my own personality coming out in it. It's nothing that I copy. I just create and design myself. I think that, you know, if you give me an idea of what you like, I'm sure I can create it for you. There is so many things. We all have a different personality, and that's what happens when we make stuff. Our personality comes out in our designing. We have a lot of cute things that we can make and show you how you can take. I'm going to put this one last flower in here. Okay, this one's a little bit of spring with a little bit of, so you can kind of get an idea. Now this can be one-sided or all the way around. Right now I'm showing you the one-sided so you can kind of get an idea. And we're going to add a couple more loopies and a little bit of Valentine picks, and our project will be done. So that gives you an idea how quick you can put something together. With this, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to Susan's Creations. And with this, when you do this, if you have any questions, there's this place down there you can ask me. I will be glad to give you any answers back. If you want to know how much a project would cost, or how long it would take to get, or an idea of what your home looks like and you want something different in it, these are all kinds. There's no hard question. Just let me know and I'll be glad if I can help you. Now I'm adding some picks to my little Valentine hearts right up here. I'm going to turn this around so you can see it. There's one there. I think this is maybe Muskrat Love. I think this one here, he's a little raccoon, but it reminds me of the little Muskrat Love. Well, we're going to call him Raccoon Love and give him 2 hearts. He's probably sitting there waiting for somebody to come along and join him. And you know, if you could find a small one to go right in there. Now, I've added 1 loopy. We want to add a few more loopies. And we'll finish up our project and finish some touches at the end. But thank you very much for joining us, and have a great day.